What's up, guys? Nate Petrosky from Narrowway Homestead. This is my second homestead. If you guys don't know, I live in West Virginia on 102 acres of my own private homestead. Been there for 4 years, and I just purchased another one. And my goal with this place is to fix it up, turn it into a little mini homestead. I want to show you guys, like, not everybody can just go and get 100 acres of land. I mean, that just sounds like the dream, right? Well, I want to show you guys what you can do by buying a property. This is 3.5 acres, and what you can do with it. And if you're thinking about homesteading, you're willing to put in the legwork, you can purchase a property similar to this one with, I mean, we're going to go in the house, but like, it's got issues. And I want to show you guys the transformation. You guys could literally purchase a small property that's not your ideal homestead, clean it up, make it gorgeous, and then sell it, and then make another step into a property you feel would be more permanent. Because little homesteads like this fixed up, some people would just rather purchase a homestead that's ready to go, everything's clean and nice. So I'm going to show you guys the process. It may take me a long time because I have my own other homestead to run, but I've got big plans. We'll check inside the house in a few minutes, but I just wanted to show you guys this place is trashed. Like, there is junk everywhere, and snakes possibly. I don't know what that was. I'm literally gonna have to watch the video to know.
What?
But snakes. Snakes.
What?
Yeah, that may have been a lizard. It moved really fast and wasn't real long.
I'll be careful.
Jen is so excited. She's out here finding monarch caterpillars, and she is
one I've seen in West Virginia this year.
She's just beside herself. She's loving it. But yeah, this is the property. It's mostly long. The vast majority of the hillside over there is owned by someone else. I'm not totally sure. Obviously the neighbor. But it seems to be something that nobody's really dealing with. There is a right-of-way over there, and people are cutting across the entire length of the property. So that'll have to stop. Just a fence and some signs should probably do just fine. When I put the fence up, it's definitely going to be very bright colored and stuff, so folks realize that it's there, because I don't want anybody to get injured about it. But yeah, a lot of stuff. There's a shed on the property here. There's also, going back here further, another shed building of some sort. Pretty sure that one's completely trashed. This one, I'm not sure what my actual plan is with it. And I haven't really thought through a bunch of how I want to do this. I do know I want to fix the house. I want to make a garden area. I want to make a chicken coop, which, you know, I'll make it for ducks or chickens. And fence in some areas for maybe goats or whatever a future owner would prefer. I don't know if I'm doing solar because, if you can see, there's electric to this house. Now it is shut off right now. It is not on. But this place is on the grid, even though it's like still also in the middle of nowhere. I think that's why this place was even put here, because this is a power area. And one of the things I did not like about this property is, obviously when there's power running through a huge portion of it, the power company will have to come down here and maintain it. You cannot, like, stack it full of buildings so they can't get through or anything. So there'll have to be some kind of access way granted. But it's really not a big deal. I think the power company is pretty good with, if you give them a way to work around something, they'll work with you really good with that. But the house itself, this is a one-room schoolhouse. It is overgrown with plants. I believe it has the original roof on it. I'm going off of some information that the realtor was giving me. It is a block building. It looks mostly good for its age. There are some cracks up at a window. That's not shocking at all. Nothing seems to be significantly separated or shifted. Really excited about that part. I did debate tearing this whole place down and starting over versus leaving it there. I think I'm just going to renovate it. Having been a renovation contractor before, like, that's just my default. But this little addition here, this thing's got to go. That's not going to be hanging out. Not to say I won't put another one on, but there's just, in this particular area, this is just best to get rid of. First thing that's going to need to happen is I'm going to have to get a dumpster. I'm quite sure I can get a dumpster here. and there's just a lot of stuff that has got to go. This place has been trashed, abandoned for years. But it was kind of a cool idea for an addition mudroom thing. I may do something really similar again. There is no basement on the place. It's just a crawl space. I don't know if there's really access anywhere. They have like a ventilation place there. But yeah, that's pretty much the property. Kind of my idea with it. Let's get into the actual house. Oh, that bird's hanging out in his nest. And I'm just looking for like wasp nests and stuff because those are certain to be everywhere. But yeah, there are some issues. This would have been a living room. That is a kitchen. Everything in here is getting stripped out and removed. Drywall's all coming off for sure. Same with the ceiling. And I don't know, there are some things just initially, like I see, it looks like quite the sag there on the ceiling. This flooring is probably the subfloor is gonna have to come up, and there are going to be structural issues. There is some trim here, and that splice is probably not because they were short, it's probably because the floor literally dipped so bad right there. So I suspect, it looks like for the most part around the outer walls it's pretty good. This spot, not so great. I'm going to get into it, guys. There's going to be some stuff to get into. This is a load-bearing wall. Goes across here. Obviously, there's some kind of header right there. I pretty much determined that by seeing these ceiling joists up here. The joists are running this way, and in order to have a span this long and continue to the other side, that is going to have to be a load-bearing wall. And I can work with that. I'll leave that there. This room is going to need some floor work. Well, it's going to need a floor. Windows all need to be replaced. This will need a floor. I was kind of happy that this was open like this because I was able to get in here and get a better idea of how everything's built. Obviously, somebody did some temporary work here. But they've got a masonry wall running down the center like that, which is pretty cool. And they just got these pockets for the floor joists. So yeah, and they've got some serious people have done some flooring in here before. You had the original flooring, somebody put plywood on, then somebody put, I don't know why they put that down. And then somebody, yeah, so you've got like just 3/4 floorboards, 3/4 plywood, 3/4 particle board. It's not particle board, but basically. And then you got the finished floor, which was some kind of sticky stuff. And then at some point, somebody was over top of it with this. And then this flooring was involved. And then there was carpet. So a lot of stuff. All the electrical definitely going to get redone. All this black stuff got to go. This black stuff actually wasn't in here the last time I was here. So it's definitely going to be a respirator scenario in here. So I didn't bring a light with me, but this is another room that's got a. I may have to get some dehumidifiers in here and get some stuff just for sure dried out, knocked out, taken care of. But there's just gonna be some mess to make. Was pretty excited to see there's not like horsehair plaster and stuff in here. It's just like drywall that's somebody essentially skimmed over at one point. But with the age of this house, it's hard to say. Hard to say what all is going on. Really steep stairs. And the whole upstairs area really isn't too bad. One of the first things that's going to be happening with this place is going to get a new roof. That'll eliminate the vast majority of the moisture issues. But somebody used a lot of random paneling and OSB painted over in here. That's all got to go too, though. That's just not going to work. Just not going to work. Windows will have to be replaced. I'm quite sure this subfloor is going to end up go into at some point. I'll keep it for construction purposes. Most of this framing can probably stay. I think all the framing on the second floor is probably going to be okay. Find out when we get into it. But yeah, it's a mess. Most people are going to look at this and be like, oh my gosh, like that is terrible. And one of the things I'm for sure going to do, those steps are way too steep. That's probably a fine area for an access. I'm going to have to bring the bottom of the steps out to here to be anything decent, which means the entry into those rooms is probably going to have to just change. And I can do that. I can bring those doorways this way and tuck back. I know I have to leave an existing wall here of some sort. I can totally put a doorway into one of the rooms off of here by just simply making a doorway. So not totally sure about the layout yet. But yeah, it just needs to pretty much be gutted and have stuff removed. There is plumbing in here. There is a septic system and there is a well of unknown condition. So don't really know much about that. I'll probably do this whole property like outhouse style. So that's it. I pretty much just got this property as an investment property. I've talked about before wanting to do a homestead school. So this place is just going to kind of get fixed up over time. My homestead school dream is probably way out in the future. Yeah, lots to think about. Lots to think about. But the other possibility I thought of, if this place just ends up being too bad, this would make a great storage building. Could literally make it into a barn. Like, the sky is the limit. I do know I want to get some stuff opened up and demoed. And just check it all out. It's got a cool fireplace. Couple issues. So, oh no, I've never even shocks in here. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that'll be getting replaced. Yeah, I'm not hooking up power to this place till much further in the future. Didn't really zoom on the roof. I figured I'd show you guys the roof. It's a metal roof. I think it's probably mostly shedding water. I'm sure not completely, but that's super cool. As far as the outside of it, I don't like the look. I don't think there's going to be much value in like a block look, particularly when like they've plywooded parts of the windows openings closed. There's an old door there, so it's probably going to get framed out with wood and put siding on the outside of it. I'm going to have to make sure everything's structurally good, which involves removing a lot of the stuff from the inside so I can just really get a better look at it. Obviously they've had some kind of satellites out here. Satellite dishes. There's one there. There's one tucked in over there, so you can get some kind of internet service. I think Starlink would work fine out here too. So rainwater collection, definitely a really good option. Another cool thing about this property is there is a stream very close by, so rainwater is not the only option. Seems pretty dried up at the moment, actually. Every time I've been here before, it's been flowing a lot more, but it's just a beautiful area surrounded by just a lot of nature, a lot of empty property around this place. There is another house that's somewhat close by that I believe is it's currently unoccupied. I believe it's in process of a sale, so there'll be a neighbor somewhat close. But it's a nicer place. I literally bought the worst place in the neighborhood. There's definitely a bunch of really nice places here. So that's the ideal thing if you're doing an investment property, is to buy the worst house in the neighborhood and then work on fixing it up. This is a super cool spot in the stream, and there's much bigger fish in this particular spot. Reflection's kind of causing me difficulty, but there's some. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a better spot. Fish! Fish! My initial thoughts on this property are to put a garage over here, rehab the house, put doghouse, chicken coop, garden, all kinds of stuff down the length of it. Make sure I maintain a straight through path. Clean everything up real good. This does have decent road access. I'd still recommend a four-wheel drive, particularly for different seasons. It is not next to my property, as many people are probably going to ask. It is not next to it. It is probably 15 minutes away with a quad, and then it's probably 40 minutes away by vehicle, on vehicle-friendly roads. So, yeah, I will show you guys one more building on this property here. Obviously, you guys should know by now if you've been watching my channel. A guy by the name of Will Survives, that's his YouTube channel. Going to be coming to help me out. I've got all kinds of ideas for him to be able to just like do his own thing certain places. There's plenty of property here to do cool stuff. But yeah, you can just see like there's just stuff. But this, I have no idea what this was. I'm guessing it's some kind of like root cellar somebody built way back in the day. It's super cool. Everything looks good except for this one side of the block wall. There we go. It's bulged out and definitely compromised by the dirt here. I don't know if it's worth doing anything with this place other than pushing it in. And there's canning jars everywhere. That's cool. We'll wander through here, get up to the top side of it. And this was kind of like, I'm guessing, a storage building / garage up on top of it. I could fix that wall and just leave this as kind of a cool yard shed. It's right next to the house. Structurally, it looks pretty okay. It's got some metal issues. That metal there is completely destroyed and just literally rusting through everywhere. This stuff's kind of okay, but it's got some holes. Wasp nests and stuff in here. Kind of a cool old workbench. I don't know, somebody might find that to be really cool or know something about furniture and why they would put that design in there. That's kind of cool. But yeah, at this point in the video, I'm just mostly thinking out loud. But the house itself looks pretty decent. There are some cracks and stuff and a few things, but as long as I'm not seeing like real major shifts. This is a hill here. I would imagine water has to run down here. So doing something with drainage to make sure that's not happening. But I'm looking at like the straightness of the walls. Like, it is really looking pretty decent. So we're not seeing major shifts. Let me know in the comments. Obviously, I used to be a builder, familiar with renovating places. Let me know if this is a great storage building and I should put up another house next to it, or if I should renovate it. Give me your thoughts. Either way, it's getting gutted. I don't see the sense in pushing it over. The roof line, everything seems pretty good up there. Needs new metal. Get the moisture out from in there. And yeah, there's stuff to do here. A lot of stuff to do. If you're a contractor and do want exposure for something and like want to tackle parts of this, I'm definitely providing materials for everything that's going on here. If not, that's no big deal. Like, I am in no hurry. If it takes me 10 years to get this place flipped around and awesome, that's cool. I just come over and pick away at it sometimes. The only thing I'm really in a hurry on is getting a metal roof on it, which honestly is really, it's not going to be that big of a project. It's not a steep roof. There's like a chimney here on the end and the electric penetration, which it's probably a fine spot to leave it. So not really a big deal. Simple roof, tear off the addition, put up some other buildings, like gutting the inside and taking out some of the walls. Those are supplies that can be used to build a chicken coop and things like that. So But that's it. It's glorious. It's awesome. There's no road traffic out here. You feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. You can visually see one neighbor house from here. And again, that land is vacant right now. It's a 60-something acre plot, I believe. So you're not just going to get, I don't know, your average, I don't know. You're not going to get a couple junkies trying to deal purchasing that place. You know, if it was a place like this that's, you know, somewhat cheaper, it'd be somewhat concerning to have it in your neighborhood, I would think. But I bought it, and I'm not going to allow, like, it's not going to become the local drug house. I'm just not going to allow it. So anyway, there is the property tour. There's going to be a lot more stuff going on here. I'm going to do more tours. I will be watching the comments for commonly asked questions or really liked questions. There will be follow-up videos. But a lot of people at some point are just going to be like, oh my gosh, you've been working on that property for years. And like, yeah, that is the plan from the start. This is a back burner project. It's a place to essentially invest in. And it's not just going to rapidly lose value for any reason at all whatsoever. So that's it. Hopefully I can help different people out in different transition phases. If somebody's got a really small business, they really need the name out there, they want to go come do some stuff, I'll shout them out. If they need to charge full rate for their projects, but I pick them anyway, like I'll still shout them out. Just depends what I want to go for, what I'm ready to invest in the place. And this is just kind of my practice. Do I really want to run a homesteading school? Let's get some people out here. Let's try some things out. And yeah, I think it's going to be really cool. Once this place is fixed up, I can flip it, do a homesteading school on the scale I'm dreaming, on 20, 30 plus acres. I think that would be phenomenal. But this having road access, on-grid power is going to make it a lot easier in some ways. Like, this place doesn't have to like have somebody guarding the solar equipment set up 24/7 because nobody's going to come steal solar when there is none, because there's grid power. So I may put solar on here as a last thing when I am ready to sell the property, and just have a ready to go solar power backup system. I think that'd be really cool. If I lived on the grid, I would certainly have solar power as a backup still, at least in a location like this where power is common to go out. So, all right, hopefully you guys enjoyed the tour. Drop your comments. Any questions, let me know. Again, there will be follow-up videos. If you like this video, make sure you've hit that like button already and subscribe to the channel for more. Appreciate you guys.